So I've got a bone here, and it has some potential gnaw marks from a hyena. It's really exciting because we're showing the association between the different animals that lived in this area. So you see this scalloped sort of shape on the outside. There's probably a bit of gnawing on there, perhaps some pitting on the outside. This one's speculative. This is a pelvis of a large mammal, maybe a rhino. I'll put that down, but that's less definitive than this one because you've got a little bit of a scalp surface on here. I'll just shine some light on there. You can see the scratches on that surface, and they're very likely to be tooth marks.
So that's the top surface where your thumb is?
Yeah, this is the scalp surface there, and then we've got tooth marks along there. And this is a very shattered bone. We don't actually know what this has come from. It looks like on the other side that the marrow has been carved out of it. It's very smooth. But another association that we have is coprolite, and this is very likely to be a hyena coprolite as well, because they're one of the only ones that actually survive the fossilization process. Because they have a lot of bone. They ignore the bone and it just comes straight out the other end, and it's still in the poo, the other end. So there's a really lovely association that we have between the large herbivores, and we've not actually found any body fossils of the hyenas yet, but this is evidence that we actually probably have them around this river system.
Is it better to find those kinds of associations than it is to find the actual body fossils? Does it tell you more, or is it just different?
It can do. It tells you what the maybe what the food chain was like here, the sort of obviously, like I said, the interactions, but it says that they're living at the same time as well. If you get a hyena fossil, like a hyena bone, it can be in the same layer, but they might not have been in exactly the same area. They might have been a little bit later, a little bit before. We know that these are actually interacting with each other, and I think that makes this really special. We found gnaw bones on some of the other gnaw marks on some of the other bones as well, but I thought this was the most definitive, and this one looks quite exciting. But it's maybe half the bones that we found have potential gnaw marks.
Was that something you were expecting?
To be honest, not really, because we hadn't seen that much from the bones that we found on the previous excavation. There was potential gnawing on one of the larger bones, but we hadn't really got it studied. We had someone who's quite familiar with the associations, like with coprolites and gnaw marks, Nigel Larkin, on site, and he pointed these out as we went. We actually went into the tent at night when it was a bit darker, and we could actually get the light on it from different angles, and it's very good to actually look at things from a different perspective, because you can't really see it that well in the sort of natural light. It was one of our late night science sessions that we do.